Hola, Tonotos. El día de hoy toca capítulo 2 de la Aniquila princesas. Si no, la parte 1. Este es una novela gráfica de terror donde nuestros queridos Nuggets se turnarán para decidir uno y uno. Disfruten, que este capítulo es muy bonito.
Espérate, quiero sacarlo, pero matar a una princesa estaría mal, ¿no crees? Eso.
Does it?
Quiero sacar otro ending.
Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
A ver, ¿recibiré alguna recompensa por hacer esto?
Yes, but you'll have to slay her before you get it.
¿No has pensado que tal vez la única razón por la que quiere acabar con el mundo es porque le encerraron? Esa es muy buena pregunta.
I appreciate the mental exercise we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is
Quiero que el mundo se acabe.
It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Esta gallina ya salió del huevo.
Unless,
Poético.
of course,
Narrador 2024.
and Slayer.
El narrador, tu mamá.
Torres 2024.
Ya. La de continuar en silencio se acaba, ya.
¿Qué rollo, plebes? No, que voy a estar muerto, plebes, que no estoy muerto. Que muerto voy a estar.
No. Quiero que se acabe el mundo.
The door to the basement creaks open,
¿quieres
revealing
liberarle
a
que se salga?
staircase faintly illuminated by
Sí.
unseen light in the room below.
Siento que sería muy interesante que vas a agregar. ¿Qué tal si nunca se acaba el mundo?
The air
Y
feels
solo nos
heavy
está
as
mintiendo porque el narrador es el malo de la historia.
filtering from the ancient
Puede
voice.
ser.
If the
Y no la princesa. Y la princesa es... ¡Ay, no! No manches.
Hello? Is someone there?
is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Ahora le hablo bonito porque no tiene la daga.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Hola. A ver, Xiqui, decide qué hacemos. ¿Quieres cumplir lo que ya dijo Elaine o lo rompes completamente lo que ya dijo Elaine que quieres hacer? La tercera. ¿Estoy aquí para salvarte?
Qué digno.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
Ese ya suena más persuasivo que nada.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Primero tenemos que hablar. Quiero preguntarle cosas. Quiero como saber más de ella, ¿ubicas?
Okay.
Háblame de ti.
Gabriel.
Dime cuántos años a qué te dedicas.
Si ya tienes novio hoy. No suerte te encuentro solita.
La verdad,
Sí, creció del amor a primera vista. La verdad, yo sí.
Háblame de Y la princesa con esos ojos viéndolos cantar, imagínenselo en la situación. Imaginen la situación. A ver, vas Xiqui ligando. Si hacen un short de esto, pongan Xiqui ligando, por favor. A ver, vas.
Háblame de ti. Cuéntame tus penas y si alguna vez alguien te ha lastimado.
¿Qué le preguntas, Xiqui? ¿Qué le preguntas?
No sé nada sobre ti, por lo que tengo entendido estás encerrada aquí por una razón. A ver.
Buena pregunta.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
Pues por qué motivo, mensa.
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation.
Como que se ve más desnutrida, ¿no?
You
Es
have
que ya
everything
devastó.
you need, and you should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Cállate, estás loco. ¿Qué harás si te dejo ir?
A ver, sí, buena pregunta.
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
Ay, pobrecita, está chiquita.
Literalmente la que acabamos de enfrentar. Bueno,
es que es rosa y sabe a fresa.
Rosa y sabe a fresa. Tiene sentido. Vas con la que es rosa y sabe a fresa.
A ver, no puedo creer que te hayan dejado encerrada. A ver, vamos a ver ya. Ya
Oh
no
my
amores
God.
por ahí.
Ay, Xiqui.
Vamos a morir todos.
Te rescata, te sacaré de aquí. Decide.
No, la segunda. La primera.
¿Está?
Bro,
A ver.
1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, 23.
32.
La primera.
Okay.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
La primera.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
No.
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Cortarme.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Tiene un punto.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a
Shit.
lock sliding into place.
¿Cómo
Shit.
que está pasando?
Shit.
Someone else here?
Shit.
La segunda.
La segunda.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Shit.
Dile.
Ay. Es que si vuelvo a bajar las escaleras. Ay, no. Vuelvo a bajar las escaleras. Ay, no.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just
¿Verdad?
taken the
Estoy
blade.
tonta, Dios,
like you were
perdóname.
supposed to.
Te quiero mucho, princesa.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
Yo también.
¿Tú qué? Tú solo narras la historia.
They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm,
No.
Ay, shit.
tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Perdónenme, olvidé que era así.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Según tú.
Bueno, ya nomás queda rescatar.
Fine. Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to
Bro.
this place.
¿Qué pedo?
Mi cara cuando me cortan el brazo.
Dios mío, mi cara cuando.
You cut into her flesh.
No.
The blade is sharp,
¿Qué
and it
estamos
takes
viendo?
little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
No metió ni un solo sonido, bro. Pues a cuánto daño está acostumbrada, no manches. Pobrecita, bro.
She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
Mira, pero tenemos, ¿cómo se llama?
For everything.
Tenemos aquí ventajas. Porque si nos quiere matar más adelante, ya no va a tener un brazo.
O sea, la decisión la tomo
No,
yo, supongo.
we won't have any of that. The stakes are too
Tienes un
high.
punto, Eli.
You
Un
can't just let her
macabro
escape
punto,
into
no
the
lo voy a
world.
negar.
No. I can't just let her escape into
A ver, impídelo, perro, a ver.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Hijos, hijos,
La decisión que era en
madre.
¿Cuál quieres, compadre?
aquí está. ¿Le advertimos o
Sí, lo vamos a advertir, a ver.
no tienes muchas opciones, Xiqui, la verdad?
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it! Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Excelente.
Espérate, hay que ver si hay más opciones. Tengo miedo. Resistirte.
Sí, eso lo está bien.
Resístete.
The blade! Move the blade! As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
Bro, es como cuando un morro se pelea con otro y llega una morra random y le dice: Brandon, tú no eres así. Veme a los ojos.
¿Qué pedo?
She nervously reaches towards you
Brian.
and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture. The two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Pero si tiene tanto poder como narrador,
Whatever.
¿qué otras cosas nos podría obligar a
Into
hacer?
your chest again and again and again, and you feel
Esto
every
nos está
inch
torturando.
of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
I'm sorry.
¿Qué onda?
está disculpando.
Güey,
Know how to use them.
me esperaba todo menos eso.
Apparently not, though it doesn't matter how sloppy her blade work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right? Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
Igual quiero ver qué pasa, pero está muy raro, no me esperaba eso.
And you die.
No, yo tampoco.
Capítulo 2. La damisela.
Pero tiene otro nombre.
You're on a path.
Este ya no es el mismo nombre que el anterior,
And at the end
¿ves?
of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Pero,
You're here.
A ver, vas. ¿Quién va?
Primero.
A terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
Esto me encanta, está enculadísimo. Sí. Vientos, chavos, logramos conseguir al enculado. Los tengo que felicitar.
Oh,
a nuestra amada.
yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table.
¿Para qué? ¿Para que tú lo vuelvas a arruinar? Está bien naco y estúpido como Cepillín el pinche narrador.
Foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works. We'll see about that. Whatever you do,
¿Los
be sure to
cuatro?
ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek. What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't...
Un mundo sin amor no es un mundo que merezca la pena ser salvado. Entonces 2024. La primera.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
A ver, la primera.
Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. You were the one who did us in, villain. Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations. Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died? Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would? She would never. She's a perfect
Es un
angel,
ángel.
but you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme. Convoluted. I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
Hablemos de esta princesa.
Ok. Me encanta cómo este güey está completamente parado en el bosque, así como posando de lobo. Una chingadera así, peleando con sus voces.
Just be quick.
Literal, qué bueno. La primera.
¿A qué?
La primera.
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you. Maybe it's her beauty that threatens the world. Sure, it's her beauty. Why not? And before you ask, no, we can't just keep her down there. If you don't slay her, she's going to find a way out. It's unfortunate, I know, but it's just the way it is.
Es todo.
Ok.
Great. Now, if you don't mind,
Ahora sí toma una decisión, a ver.
Da la media vuelta y
¿Eh? Ok.
are we
Pero es que
running
dejé.
What are you doing? We have to save
Le
her.
valió madres todo.
Seriously? You're just going to
Bro.
turn around and leave?
¿Vas a ir a decirle?
Me agrada bastante la idea de que se acabe el mundo.
Ahora caminaría.
There won't be a new dawn if the world ends. There'll just be enough time. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back.
Güey, no es eso, es culpa del pinche narrador que está pinche loco, te lo juro.
Y Lane enloquece por un narrador en directo. Ok, vas Xiqui. ¿Ahora qué haces? ¿Ya entras o...?
allá, échale.
Ok.
That's great to hear. As long as you bring that fiery attitude to princess slaying, I think this will all resolve splendidly. Oh, it's going to resolve splendidly, all right.
Sí, güey. ¿Qué pasa ese güey?
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Esta vez hay que tomar la daga porque después ya sabemos qué pasa, ¿no? Pero hay que tomar la daga.
Ok. No
You
sé,
take the
¿no?
blade from the
No.
table. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. I suppose if we're to play the role of dashing knight, we need an equally dashing sword. That way she'll know we can defend her from her enemies. Hopefully it doesn't put her on edge, and hopefully it doesn't get turned on us. Again. There's no use arguing over motivations right now. It's good that you took the blade. You'll need it to do your job.
Más que quién.
Oye, pero ¿qué tal si la princesa y el narrador están haciendo equipo para matarnos a nosotros?
Y cuando cada que morimos revivimos.
La segunda.
Sí, pero, o sea, vivimos como en otro universo. ¿Qué tal si el objetivo de ellos dos es matarnos en cada universo?
Is it? I
Yes,
can't
okay,
say I was
tendría que
paying
ver
much
con la de
attention to the
las
scenery
manos.
last time.
No sé, pero tengo miedo.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. This means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. Stop letting yourself get distracted.
Ah, pues ya tenemos la daga, ya nos podemos acercar al espejo.
¿Al espejo?
Creo que va a pasar lo mismo, pero
Walk
por
up
si
to the
acaso.
wall next to the basement door. What are you talking? You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there
Yes,
wasn't
Lisa.
there a second ago. And now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place and now we'll never know. We can't
Y entra
gallantly
el
sweep her off
sótano y
her
ya.
feet if we have a feather out of place. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell.
Está muy fino.
The carpet glimmers in the light of the
muy
torches
fino,
positioned
señores,
along
está
the
muy fino,
walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time.
Las campanas se
I can
mueven.
hear wedding bells already.
Está bien enculado.
Y yo.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a
Es
little
que
too
eso se
far.
hizo la
We
fresa.
barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall. My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right?
Ah. Sí, eran las voces de la esquizofrenia, definitivamente. Bueno,
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit. Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing,
este güey
and she called us a hero.
se fijó en mí. El güey de cómo se fijó en mí.
Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before. That's right, villain, and you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Vas, Xiqui.
Rescatar a la princesa.
Ok.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? Even if you wanted
Apocalíptica.
to unleash her onto the world,
Apocal-
despite the complete moral disaster that would
Es el
be,
del.
you'd have to
el
get her
ese
out of
de
those
repente se
chains.
volvió el de
Good
los
luck with
carteles
that.
de mueren dos personas y un boliviano.
Don't you see
Real.
how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease. No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains. If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already?
Ah,
Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts. Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings. No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? Yes.
No.
Watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
No, pero imagínate quedarte parado ahí frente a una morra, te
Sí,
una convención en tu cabeza.
y esta todavía está feliz.
Y ahora,
I would.
Él dice, ay, mi héroe tiene ataques de esquizofrenia.
I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong
qué
feelings.
bonito vestido,
And
seguro
does
que es
the world
rosa y se ve
end
fresa.
if we don't stop her?
Ah,
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed. I can't believe it, but I guess I have to. I told you, there's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess
tiene
jumps
que
up and
pasar más.
smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh.
le dolió.
Are you sure you want to do this? Just one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade is buried in her back, and everyone out there is saved. Is that a threat? You know what we'll do if you try it. You're going to regret this.
What do we do now?
La segunda.
That sounds perfect.
As the princess takes your hand in hers, you let your blade tumble uselessly to the floor, and with it tumbles the last hope for the entire world. We have each other. I like to think that you do, actually.
No, Xiqui, te lo juro.
Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and
¿Tú qué
this is
opinas,
happening.
Xiqui?
You don't have to
No,
mope
nada.
about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with. You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this. And what happens after we walk up the stairs? Let's see. Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks. That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love. Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her. Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Y lo intentamos juntos, porque la magia de la amistad.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Poder del amor.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door.
Asco.
Together. Blech.
¿Qué tal si ya me asco?
And
Quiten eso.
clicks, and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
Uy, vencimos al narrador.
I told you our love was insurmountable. You and the princess make your way upstairs. Her freedom and the world's ruin are just a few moments away. If you don't mind, I'm going to fix myself a drink before you ruin everything. If I'm about to see the end of the world, I'd rather not see it sober. You know, if her walking out that door is really going to end the world, can't we all just stay here? Seems like an easy win for everyone. That's not how this works. Yes, what he said. That's not how this works. Obviously, we have to leave with her. It's our happy ending.
La primera.
Perfecto.
What a romantic suggestion. You're right. We don't need the world. All we need is each other. That's exactly what I just suggested. Was it not romantic when I suggested it? Did you suggest that? I wasn't listening. You answered me.
But the door's right there. We can just leave.
Wait. Why would she say that? Was she not wooed by our proclamation of love? Are we not enough for her? She's not wooed by you because staying here and building a life together isn't a solution. It isn't anything. It's a non-answer. It can't be done.
Espérate, no digas nada. ¿Por qué? Porque mira, está confirmado que los silencios incómodos hacen que las personas se incomodan y suelten la sopa. Entonces a lo mejor sueltan la sopa de algo bien.
Una conciliación.
Me baso en la psicología.
Claro.
Ojo.
Entonces no digo nada.
No, quiero que suelte algo.
Le doy en no decir nada, entonces.
Ajá.
But we would have to be here forever. I don't know you. That's really what you want, though, isn't it?
Her eyes dart uncomfortably to the corners of the room.
No, al parecer solo.
I guess we could do that.
She doesn't
Ya se dio ella
like
solita.
this.
¿Eh?
Ya se dio ella solita, ¿ves?
Can't be unhappy about staying with us, can she? I don't know. She has a point. She doesn't know us. No, it has to be him. It has to be this place. If we just made these walls more fitting for a princess, if we just say the right things, if we just showed her the contents of our heart, she'd be happy here. As the voice thinks its thought, your hands raise, fingers pointing towards your chest, and then... What? Oh, but I do. What? What is he doing? We can't see unless you tell us. Are you sure you want to know? I suppose I can't stall forever. You plunge your nails into your chest, digging deep, grasping for a handhold.
Hola.
And you find it, your fingers curling around your ribs.
Oh no! What are you doing? Are you okay? You can't do that and be okay.
Time out. He should not be allowed to do that. He's not the decider. And yet, it's done, isn't it? It will be soon. You yank violently, your bones cracking with wet pops as you pull yourself apart inch by painful inch. Your exposed heart, framed by jagged ribs, thumps rhythmically in your raw, bloodied chest. The loosened threads of your body unfurl and cover the surface of the room. Don't mind my sacrifice. It's a fair price to pay to give her everything she doesn't know she wants.
What the fuck, hermano?
Oh, I see. You're trying to tell me something. It's beautiful.
The princess, mesmerized, reaches towards your beating heart and then...
Se lo come, ¿no?
Everything goes dark and we die? Yes.
Epílogo.
Epílogo.
Felices para siempre, como es.
You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin. Excuse me? You're clearly... Oh. Huh. So you are. How do you know about the cabin? I didn't get to the cabin part of my opening monologue yet. We've been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop-in last time. Now, he's clearly disorientated. I'm sure all this new info is going to come as quite a shock to him. Best if we're gentle. Right on cue, here's the new guy. Welcome! Thank you.
Hasta reciben.
I'm just happy to be here. Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is if you failed in whatever world you'd come from, meaning you doomed an entire other reality. But I'm sure...
Si hubieran fallado del mundo en el cual vienen, o sea que fallamos matándola, pero al mismo tiempo también fallamos salvándola.
Eso es que te quitas el corazón antes de salir del cuarto, mija.
Pues mira, pues también. No, no fue mi culpa, chavos.
Thanks to you.
De hecho, sí fue mi culpa.
¿Quién tomó la decisión
Working.
del corazón?
Someone so well informed.
Me baso en la psicología.
Right from here on out.
No es mi culpa, chavos. Bueno, sí, pero no.
Te la rifaste, Fernando.
I'm going to describe the
Te
room
la
now.
rifaste, Len.
The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicolored glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron.
Okay.
Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
Bueno, yo genuinamente quiero saber qué pasó con la voz del enamorado. Voy a ponerle.
También yo quiero saber eso.
Yeah, he was a bit of a loud one, wasn't he? Is he okay? We're better off without him, if you ask me. One less opinion we have to contend with. Plus, he's the one who got us into this whole mess. Is that so?
Mi tío apenas acaba de aparecer.
After all, free from the bad influence of your missing friend.
Pues ya nos acercamos.
Ajá.
You cross the room, stopping just in front of the door to the basement. The handle is right there. Do feel free to give it a push as soon as you'd like. You couldn't see it last time. I'm sure that hasn't changed. Let's just do our thing, and if it disappears again, it disappears again. See what? What are you on about? Oh, I think I know this one. It's either a mirror, or it's nothing. Depends who you ask. What? Just ignore him. You reach forward, your hand instinctively wrapping around the handle. Figures.
No, nos hizo la papu trolea. Nos troleó un vidrio en directo.
And then you push the door open. Marvellous. We can proceed. It would seem that the stairs to the basement don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpet too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, that doesn't work here at all. This place is nice. It's fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm. Don't worry about it, boss. You're doing great. I'm not, but I appreciate the encouragement. Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to slay the princess. No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice house doesn't mean she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality. It's in her voice, gentle and warm, with an undercurrent of fatigue, rolls down the stairs.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
Ah, caray.
As much as I desperately want to know what happened last time, we are not going to examine it. The more we think, the worse this gets. Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice. Gotta say, I'm with him on this one, boss. When have nice things ever been a problem? That is the problem. This isn't supposed to be nice, and she's supposed to be a prisoner. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay? This hall, like the one below, is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the centre of the room, the princess seated at its far end. Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain around the princess's neck.
Ah, tiene ella la daga, mira.
Ay, esa cosa es la daga.
Sí.
Nos van a papear otra vez.
So that's where it is. And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, Everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy. Yeah, that is easy, isn't it? So, where's the rush?
You're here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down? Wouldn't that be nice?
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
Isn't that better? It is better. Oh, right, dinner. I totally forgotten about it.
The flames burn bright and a shadow dives across the table. In its wake, it leaves a feast.
Go ahead and dig in. I'm sure you're hungry.
Am I ever? And look at this spread. It's a feast fit for a king. Yeah, after everything we've been through, we could use a break. More than that, we deserve a break.
Comer, compadre, ya.
Ah, ya revivió. ¿Cómo?
You begin to feast, and the princess follows suit, her soft smile never fading. The food is more exquisite than you ever could have imagined. You sample countless otherworldly dishes, sauces and bread and hearty stews whose tastes dance across your tongue. You tear at hunks of meat practically melting from the bone, juicy and tender and bursting with flavours you could scarcely begin to describe. Your cup fills itself again and again with a flowery nectar so sweet it tastes like glimmering jewels. This really is perfect, isn't it? It is the best meal you've ever had. But then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
The shadow washes across the table, clearing and replating. The feast is once again laid before you. The food is good, again. You tear into golden crispy flesh, dab at the slurry of aromatic sauces on your plate with thick-crusted bread, sip your goblet of sparkling gems. But you have done this already. A good meal is still a good meal, and we didn't even have to clear the dishes. I'm happy. And then it's over, and you're just as hungry as when you began.
You're still hungry too, right? I know this wasn't as good as it was last time, but we just have to do it again. That's all. It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new. And so you do it again. The meat is fine, the bread is fine. You sample the side dishes and they're fine too. You finish your goblet, the liquid within no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a tacky film. You put it down and it fills again. You do not drink more. Well, food is food, isn't it? Can't always be amazing. What matters is that we don't have to make it. Getting other people to do their hard work always improves the taste.
Ahora.
Does it? Because it seems like the taste is getting worse, and we haven't had to so much as lift a finger. Regardless of quality, it's over again, and you're just as hungry as when you began. Again.
No, something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It
Bueno,
shouldn't
chavos,
taste
ya
like
me
this.
voy.
No, pero
Cuídense.
ya casi acabamos, ya casi acabamos.
Again, the shadow
Oh, yeah.
replaces your feast.
Ya casi acabamos.
And again
ya
you
casi
eat.
acabamos.
The meat is greasy. The bread is tough. I'm so... Well, it's still free food we didn't have. At least you still have the memory of how good it was the first time. Right?
I'm so
Right.
tired of this.
As the words leave her mouth, one of the torches on the wall sputters and then goes out entirely.
What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
Not a fan of whatever just happened. I don't want to sit in the dark. Losers sit in the dark. I want to sit in a brightly lit, spacious room where we can see our beautiful, queenly wife. As if in response to the dousing of their brother, the other 3 torches blaze brighter, their flames licking at the walls. Their shadows deepen, dancing angrily across the stone.
Aquí podemos ver la segunda retirada de los Nuggets. Ya eran como las 3 de la mañana y haciéndole caso a Xiqui lo continuaron otra semana. Así que, esta historia continuará inmediatamente.
Es que, ok, contexto. El narrador primero agarró el cuchillo e intentó matar a la princesa, o sea, controlándonos a nosotros. Agarró el cuchillo e intentó matar a la princesa, entonces la princesa nos quitó el cuchillo de la mano y nos apuñaló como 5 veces hasta que nos morimos y luego revivimos.
Ajá. Y ya en la segunda vida, nosotros nos suicidamos.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the...
Sí, sí. Genuinamente, creo que Elaine fue la que tomó la decisión de suicidarse colectivamente.
Wow.
Pues por eso estamos aquí. Entonces, de ahí llegamos aquí. Ahora la princesa tiene su maquete, y tiene las horas y la control.
Y la segunda.
But it was wrong. I took away a piece of our light. I'm not supposed to do that. I don't want him to be upset with me.
Elaine, vamos a ir por cómo están formados acá en el logo.
La segunda.
He's the voice that whispers sweet nothings in my ear. I think he made this place for us.
Híjoles. Creo que el narrador está volviendo a ser de las suyas,
Is she talking about a real voice? Like us? But we're at the head of the table. We should be in charge. Is he more powerful than we are?
Pues si Xiqui no responde, vas Mendoza porque tenemos un montón de turnos.
Baila captura de botiza, insarga, gato
La
que
primera.
llora agua, gato que llora agua.
The torches flare and the shadow grows for a moment.
Tengo frijolito.
Receive a response. Giving us the cold shoulder, I see. Asserting his dominance in the power structure. Regardless, it would seem that he, if there is a he, isn't something you can talk to.
He says his words are just for me. But he wants me to ask, isn't this enough? Isn't this what you wanted him to do? He says he's tired. I don't think he'll answer anything else you have to say.
This isn't fair. If I could just talk to him for 2 seconds, I'm sure we could sort this out and figure out a balanced power structure that works better for everyone. But no, he's decided he's above talking to little guys like us, huh?
La tercera.
Okay.
Vámonos y vamos.
But as you attempt to get up, torches flare and shadowed hands pin your wrists to the arms of your too comfortable seat.
Resulta que sí
Nos
se las
han troleado. Nos han troleado.
There will be no getting up. There will be no attempts to slay her. At least not for now.
Es la 2, ¿no?
A ver.
Espera.
I don't know. Maybe we could play a game. Yeah, that's exactly what we should do.
The flames roar and the shadow comes dancing across the table. It leaves behind an intricate game. Its pieces elegant and beautiful and enticing. Its simple rules already apparent, even with little explanation.
We can probably work together to figure this out as we go. That sounds like a lot of fun, right?
Great, we don't even have a rule book. That means we can make up as many rules as we want. And we will. Don't worry, I am excellent at cheating. She'll never suspect a thing.
Okay.
I don't think it really matters. This all kind of feels like we're just filling time, you know?
I've been gay outside, yeah.
What, you don't want to win? To show our prowess in all avenues and accumulate respect? Wow, you would be hopeless without me. Count your lucky stars I'm here. You and the princess do indeed figure it out as you go. And what a game it is, the tension between turns, the triumphant highs of moves well placed, and the tragic lows of miscalculations and careless plays. The warmth of trust and the cool texture of deception. And then...
Punto culminante cuando ella mueve la última pieza.
Oh, I think we got the rules wrong.
And so you start over. She only made us start over because we were winning. Time passes. You play the game. You win. Boom. And there you have it. What did I tell you? My greater games.
El logro de que le ganamos, le papeamos. Nos la papeamos.
Oh, you won. I guess we can play again.
Time passes. You play the game. She wins.
Oh, I won. I guess we can play again.
There is a long pause, and the board does not reset.
This isn't fun anymore, is it?
You don't need me to tell you that it isn't. Oh. The princess visibly panics as another torch sputters.
Wait. Maybe this is just too easy. Maybe if we added more rules and pieces, it would be fun again.
Yeah. The game's just a little simple. We can make it fun again. The shadow descends on the board once again. More pieces are added, their shapes more intricate, their purposes less immediately clear, and the two of you set about discovering the complexities of the game anew. And so you do. And it is fun again. In fact, it's almost as fun as the first time you played, and the sputtering torch roars back to life.
Creo que tenemos que apagar todas estas velas. Porque ya
But
llevamos
then
una.
you get used to the additions, and the feeling starts to fade. A creeping numbness settling in over the board.
Porque como que hay que hacer que esta sombra se haga más poderosa. Porque
More
tengo
pieces
un
are
poco de
added.
miedo ya, no sé por qué.
The feelings flare. The feelings fade. The princess suggests new rules. A glimmer of what could have been excitement flits through your mind, quickly vanishing as the game progresses. Your pieces advance in an ever-increasing slog to their destination. Winning and losing become nothing but ends, and even the end becomes nothing as you roll over into a new game, the board resetting as many times as you can finish. Till finally...
I'm out of ideas. I'm actually out of ideas this time. I don't think I can play anymore.
Ahí está una menos.
Más bien te hace más débil. Mira, se hizo más chiquita.
Como
I'm happy. I promise. We're both so happy here.
Yeah.
You don't have to be upset.
This is... awful. Isn't it great that we're all having such a lovely time together? We just have to stay positive and realise how happy we are. Then all those lights will stay on and keep showing us all the cool stuff we have. Yeah, sure.
¿No quieres ver las otras? Okay.
The princess starts to hyperventilate, her quick breaths punctuating the uncomfortable silence between you.
Yes! Why wouldn't I be? Let's not talk about it.
Oh no.
She's being defensive. And we all know being defensive is a sign of weakness.
Mira, Xiqui.
La cuarta. La cuarta.
¿La cuarta? Okay.
The princess smiles nervously.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. That's just how it works here. We don't have to go anywhere anymore. We have everything we need.
Oh no.
He just wants us to be happy.
La última.
I don't know. But we can't do those other things anymore, can we? Maybe we can Just spend time together?
Princess smiles as the two of you wait. Come on, there has to be a way out of this. This can't be the rest of our lives. This can't be forever. And wait. What's the big deal? It's nice here. We've got a lot of space, all our needs are met. We have the respect of everyone in the room. And wait. This is what we wanted. This is what we asked for. It's good to be on top of the world. And wait.
Hostia.
I can't do this anymore.
Hostia.
No.
Oh. No. Oh no. The third torch sputters out. The princess's shadow dances furiously against the far wall.
No.
Lo estamos logrando, Villa.
What's going to happen when it goes out?
Pero se está acabando la pasión, chavo.
Madre, estamos en un lugar prohibido. En busca de experimentar.
¿Qué?
Esa, la tercera.
Ah. Ok.
We do, don't we?
Creo que ya la cajeteaste, Xiqui.
No, va
No,
bien.
nada.
I'm
Porque
not
tiene
happy
que
here.
convencerlo.
I don't think I
Si no
ever
es
was.
feliz.
Hostia.
No, Xiqui tomó una
The
muy buena
princess
decisión.
sobs, burying her face in her hands as the final torch blows out.
No, la arriba.
Puedes abrir los ojos si quieres. Sigo quizás.
She raises her head,
Te voy a
mascara
hacer
trailing down her cheeks.
un favor, Villa.
So you are. It's dark in here, isn't it?
The princess's eyes dart to the floor.
Well, we can't sit here forever. That part of us is over.
The princess pushes herself from her chair, and you instinctively do the same, waiting by the top of the stairs as she quietly crosses the room.
Do you still care about me?
A ver, Xiqui, te toca.
Y la daga la tiene como.
No.
Xiqui, hazlo. Xiqui, hazlo.
A ver, la primera ya.
Ok.
Xiqui va a salvar la pasión.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Puede
I
hacer.
still care about
La
you
daga la tiene
too,
como
so
collar, ¿no?
maybe this wasn't all bad.
Sí, eso. Bueno, sí.
But I don't think this place is for us anymore. I think we need to go.
La primera.
Eso.
As the princess steps
Salvando la
towards the
pasión,
stairs,
chavos.
you offer her your hand.
Entonces,
Corners
era
of her
una
mouth
pasión.
curl into a demure smile, and she gently takes your hand in hers. She's
Voy a llorar, quiero
a
llorar.
little clammy, but her skin against yours is the most real thing you have ever felt. You're offering surprisingly little resistance. If we leave the cabin, doesn't that end the world? He's right, you know. You're giving us some real mixed signals, boss. Yes, well, I've seen my fairy tale ending, and I think there might be worse things than the end of the world.
Ah, ya volvimos bueno al narrador, no manches.
No, gente.
Well, this is less work for us, anyways.
Oh, chavos.
Think what you will. I'm done fighting.
Me cansé de discutir. Voy a llorar.
You and the princess don't exchange words as you descend the stairs to the cabin's entrance. And then the two of you step out into the world. I think this is the end of me, even if it's not the end of you. I hope this was worth it.
Ay, no.
Genuinely, I do.
No.
He's really gone, isn't he? No boss anymore, no one left to tell us what to do. I guess we'll have to be our own boss then. About time.
The stars are so beautiful.
Te invade un momento de tranquilidad, un silencio reconfortante.
We should dance.
Si nos va a dar
Pica,
tiempo de
pica.
bailar, si nos va a dar tiempo de bailar, chavos, y les está perdiendo esto. No.
You should be there. Que baila
Sí,
como el bro.
Tira de ti suavemente, y ambos comienzan a danzar con elegancia. El único ritmo que los guía, el de sus corazones, que laten al mismo tiempo. Su cara, demacrada y fatigada, se ilumina mientras más rápido te mueves, y su sonrisa suave y tristona se agranda cada vez más, hasta que solo refleja un cariño genuino.
Eso, Tilín. Vaya, Tilín. Wow,
Sus
Tilín.
brazos, estirados al máximo, la haces girar mientras la sostienes delicadamente de las manos. Comparten una mirada que parece eterna. ¡No!
Thank you for taking me here. This is nice, even if it's a little cold outside.
What the fuck?
Dime en serio. Bailas con tus imágenes, pero no tienes oportunidad de responderle, y jamás la tendrás. Es hora de irse. Los recuerdos vuelven.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it in?
¿Quién sigue? Ah, sigue aquí.
a ver, la primera.
Nos acaban de quitar todo.
Mi felicidad se fue en ella. No, verdad, no. La primera.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it
Oh,
feels
yeah.
so much worse now. You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
Estoy bien
No,
lágrimas.
pues esa no le toca a nadie.
Ah, es cierto, esa es mía. Esa también me toca a mí. Has crecido.
What the fuck?
Está bien feo.
Está bien bonito.
Está bonito.
No, nada.
Está en la cabaña.
What?
Ahora, si se quiere respuestas.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
La uno.
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every
What?
vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
Gracias por no decirme nada. La dos.
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
Pues la dos.
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am, and what I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
¿Qué opinas?
La 3.
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
La 3.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
La 3.
Gifts aren't what someone
Le
tells you
traigo a
to bring
Xiqui.
them.
Los obsequios no se piden, ya ves, ya ves. Otra torre no se debió de haber enojado cuando le dimos.
My joy is in
la
seeing what
coca.
you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
Ok.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Nos veremos a ver.